UFC 314 prelim and main card predictions from the best MMA predictor on the planet, because all these fighters are biased as fuck. Alright, opening up the prelims, Darren Elkins versus Julian Erosa. This is a close fight. I slightly lean towards Erosa, being a little more skilled, a little more youthful. But Darren Elkins is a freaking dog. He gives everybody a tough time. He's beating guys that are a little more skilled than him. His wrestling's always been a big problem. He's got the submission threats. And his striking has subtly and gradually improved throughout his career. And this should be a war, and he can outlast almost all of these guys in a war. And there's a very good chance he gets this one done. So, yeah, a little underdog sprinkle there on Darren Elkins. Then we're going to move up to Chase Hooper and Jim Miller. This is another inflated line. I like Chase Hooper. I think he's the real deal. And he's probably going to out-grapple Jim Miller. But, man, Jim Miller could pull that guillotine off on anybody, as we saw just recently with his fight against Andre Fili, an elite wrestler. Elite might be a stretch, but a very good wrestler in the division, a very seasoned fighter, still in his prime. And, yeah, Jim Miller could pull that gilly on anybody. He could pull a submission out here, and him winning inside the distance is worth a little ticket. We might start 0-2. It's worth a try. If we're 2-0, woo, that would be way up. Now we're gonna start cooking. Sean Woodson, money line. This dude is filthy with the hands. It's like there's magnets in his gloves and on the opponent's face. He's been boxing since he was like a kid. He's big for this weight class. He uses the reach and the jab so well. And Dan Ige, Dan 50K Ige is going to be fishing for that knockout. And I just don't think he's going to be able to hit Sean Woodson clean enough to put him away. And decisively outstriking performance by Sean Woodson. I see him making a miss, jabbing him up, and yeah, Sean Woodson, probably a decision victory. Dan Ige hasn't been finished in the UFC. And, yeah, Woodson is one of two guys on this card, up and coming in the same weight class, featherweight, that is a real threat to take the title in the next couple years. So he's about minus 165 right now. I think it's a pretty good odds, man. Dan Ige, you know, he only has 3 rounds to get him out of there. It's not like a 5-rounder. And I think Woodson should definitely be able to outstrike him. He just has to avoid the bomb. And, like, if anybody could avoid that, it's going to be a striker like Woodson. So moving on next to possibly the most, like, underrated fighter in the UFC, Nikita Krylov. Bold statement, might be a stretch. In his weight class, yeah. His opponent, Dominick Reyes, is also very underrated, but Krylov's so much more well-rounded. I noticed he's very fast and agile, and he can change levels very well. This guy can definitely be champion, and you gotta go Krylov here. I mean, Reyes can knock out anybody, but nah, Krylov, you know, his chin has been holding up in his career. I think he could definitely mix up the grappling and hurt Reyes on the feet and possibly knock him out. And barring a knockout from Reyes, I think Krylov is just going to be able to sort of like out MMA him, mix it up really, take him down, mix in the striking, just all that good shit, you know. Nikita Krylov money line. Then moving up to the people's main event, Silva versus Bryce Mitchell. I think it's going to be Silva with a first-round knockout. Yeah, the Drew Dober fight was, that was dope. That's a fight up in weight class, and 10 pounds at these lower weight classes, like 145 to 155. That's a big jump. Dober is a big 55er. He's a hard hitter for his division. He's a good striker. And Silva, they went to war, and I'd said it was pretty decisive, sort of. But I don't know. Silva was like the spinning elbow, flashy attacks. Silva's the real deal on the feet. I think his personality is not everyone's cup of tea, but I'm telling you, man, this guy's got killer instinct. He's the real deal striking, and everyone will agree the level of power in his punches is very real, as we saw in the Melsick fight. That was dope. Yeah, man, I mean, all bets are off. Not literally, but you know what I mean? Like, if Bryce could get him down and, keep him there. But, every round starts on the feet, and, man, Bryce Mitchell striking, it ain't really that good at all. And, I don't know. It's just, like, I don't know, big power advantage for Silva. Big advantage, like, athletically and striking in general. He's training at the Fighting Nerds with a lot of, like, high-level jiu-jitsu players, and I think they're going to have him more than ready to deal with the heavy grappling style of Bryce Mitchell, and I think it's going to be in the first round. I think it's going to be in the first round while Gene Silva's still fresh, and I think he is like light years ahead of Bryce Mitchell in striking. All right, moving on. Pitbull versus Yair. I like this bet I'm about to tell you guys. I think the fight goes to the decision, and I thought I was gonna see like minus 300 for that, but it's only like a slight favorite, like minus 125. I think both guys, there's going to be a lot of, like, respect in terms of, like, each other's skill set coming back at them. And I'm not seeing a knockout here. It could happen, but probably not. I don't know. Like, Pitbull, I feel like he's kind of got, like, a slow pace to him, and Yair, I don't know. He doesn't put people away with his punches. If it's a KO here, I could see a head kick KO from Yair to Pitbull. I think Pitbull is gonna come and put on like the performance of his life, though. It's a long time coming for his UFC debut, and I don't think it's going to be easy to get him out of there. It's only a 3-rounder. I would have preferred if this was a 5-rounder. Yair's the former interim champ, and Pitbull's the former double champ in Bellator. These are championship caliber fighters. I would have preferred it was a main event as a 5-rounder. But yeah, I've seen like a controversial decision there. I think they're going to be evenly matched, and understanding the threat coming back at them on the feet and experienced enough to... I think it's going to be a slower pace than each of them usually fight at, and it's going to be competitive, and it's going to go the full 3 rounds, and it might be controversial. All right, next up, Chandler versus Paddy. Brains versus brawn. I'm going Paddy Pimblett. He's the brains, and Chandler's the brawn, and I think Paddy's got more brawns than Chandler has brains in terms of fighting. Too many ways to win from Paddy Pimblett, and he's physically stronger than people think. He's bigger for the division than people realized. He trains with extremely high level grapplers at his gym. And people don't seem to understand MMA wrestling. It's different than college wrestling. I believe he's going to take Chandler down. He very well might submit him. Yeah, I think he's gonna submit him, and then and I think he can hang with him on the feet pretty well. It's actually Michael Chandler's fight to lose. It's a great stylistic fight for him because he has the low center of gravity, the college wrestling background, big power advantage, and Paddy Pimblett's very hittable. Michael Chandler should win this fight, but he's probably not going to. It's just like I think he's going to underestimate the grappling of Paddy Pimblett, and I think Paddy Pimblett's grappling is just like it's really really good. His submission game, like I think it just I think it's just like in a flash, like before you know it, like he's choking you, and you know I'm going with Paddy Pimblett, and I'm going with Paddy Pimblett by submission. Next up is we're already in the main event. Diego Lopes taking on Alex Volkanowski. I'm going Lopes, but you know it could be Volk's night. I'm thinking either a Lopes finish or a Volk decision, and I feel like Lopes can hang with him on the feet, or not. Has a lot of power compared to Volk. Volk for some reason doesn't have like a lot of power in his punches relatively. The chin has not been cracked of Diego Lopes. The Volk's chin has been cracked a couple of times, and that's just how it is. Like it's like never the same sort of thing. And Volkanowski, you know, great takedowns and great top game with the jiu-jitsu and great everything. It's just that Lopes, you know, with his jiu-jitsu background, being a high player there, I don't. If Volk takes him down, I think Lopes is gonna be fine. I think he's gonna be a big threat to submit him off his back. You know, the triangle, arm triangle, elbows from the bottom and stuff. And yeah, I lean towards Lopes, man. It should be an amazing fight. This should be an amazing card, and yeah, and it's in Miami. It's gonna be a live crowd, and yeah, just have fun and let's make some money.